Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. Tell me what's up. What's up, people? Did you have a good weekend? Did you have a terrible weekend? Or did you have a medium weekend? Gosh, my weekend feels like a blur. I don't know why. I think there's so much going on in our country that it becomes a blur after a while. So last week, Donald Trump was found guilty on 34 counts. Nobody gets 34 counts guilty and avoids going to prison. Let's just be real. Nobody gets that. So we're going to take a look at what's going on with that. It's interesting to see MAGA responding as if they don't want law. It's interesting to see that they are saying that we're all wrong in thinking that Trump needs to be held accountable. And to that I say, why shouldn't he be? Gloria had a restful weekend. I almost said a westful weekend. The question is, why shouldn't he be held accountable? And how about, we really have to pay attention to everything he says is a projection. How about him standing up there on Friday morning? We talked about that Friday night. How awful he looked, how disheveled, how he looked like he hadn't slept in at least a week, how his conversation is, if you call it that, his speech is all disjointed. He's not really making sense. When he says about Biden that Biden can't put two sentences together, he's talking about himself. When he calls the Democrats fascists, he's talking about himself. When he talks about a rigged this and a rigged that and a rigged this and a rigged that, what he's saying to us is, I rig everything to work in my favor. When he says the Biden crime family, what he means is the Trump crime family. When he says witch hunt, not really sure what he means by that. Being in the part of the country where we witches reside. Anyway. And the thing is, when he has, I'm really thinking about, does he have any concept of, you did something to cause this other thing to occur, right? You did something, like he didn't get reelected in 2020. Thank God and the angels. Because we wouldn't probably even be in existence anymore, but that's a separate topic. He botched COVID, and we'll talk about Dr. Fauci and what happened today. He botched COVID. People were losing family members, people were dropping like flies, and he threw away the pandemic book, the playbook. He did not abide by the pandemic playbook. He chose to deny it and to pretend it wasn't happening and to pretend that it would just go away like a wave, like a miracle. It would just go away. And in the meantime, the American people were seething with rage. The normal people that were losing family members, they were seething with rage. Can't talk tonight. I don't know what's up. So on that account, he lost the election because in 2020, because he would have won had COVID not come along. He performed horribly. That book kept Ebola out of here. Yeah, when you follow the book, and it's interesting to think about what might have happened, just like what might have happened if we had found out about all this cover-up that was going on because Trump didn't want the truth about him to be exposed, and therefore because He was able to hide it, and because of some other factors, Russia is part of that. He won. What might have happened if we found out all that? He wouldn't have won in 2016. That's my take. That's my sense. Because when that Access Hollywood tape came out, we were all like, "That's it. It's over. Nobody does that and gets away with it." Rose lost her friend of 27 years from COVID. I'm assuming you mean. So that's why. So because of the cover-ups and the 34 felonies now, he's a convicted felon now because of what he did that changed the course of direction for this country for the worse, and now we have a huge cult to deal with. Anyway, because he did not deal with COVID appropriately, you have to wonder how many people would we have lost in America if he had been like a somewhat normal person and who had followed the playbook for the pandemic. Maybe we don't know, right? But maybe we would have lost not 1 million, maybe 500,000, maybe less. We'll never really know how many people perished. And it's amazing to me how much people forget the trauma, because that's a trauma response, is to just like block it, right? So it's interesting that he doesn't look at what did I do to cause this. So I'm going to actually ask the pendulum, does he really not know that it's because of the actions that he did that the consequences of him having bad results happened? Does he actually conceive of it's because of me and what I've done that these are the results, these are the consequences? I'm asking the question, or is he that far gone that he really just thinks that he didn't do anything? Right? Let's see. Does he really actually think? Does he have a brain glitch where he actually thinks, I didn't cause this? No. He doesn't have a brain dysfunction that causes him. He has a brain dysfunction, but he doesn't have a brain dysfunction that causes him to not know he caused this. Okay? So, because sometimes I wonder, it's like maybe he really thinks he didn't cause all this hardship. Maybe he thinks he really didn't cause this, but the pendulum is saying, no, that's not it. So, he does know that he caused it. But he goes about, and this is going to be his tactic, which is not going to surprise any of us. He goes about bashing every system in which he ended up, because of his own doing, that he ended up on the wrong side of history, right? 45 takes the fun out of dysfunction. Who saw the dump walk out of that building waving to no one? Yes, and he's certifiably insane. He shut down the pandemic team. Remember that? And got out of the World Health Organization and told the blue states that they weren't loyal enough to him, so they weren't going to get anything. I've talked about how Charlie Baker, the governor of Massachusetts at the time, a Republican, sent the Patriots football game plane to China to get PPE. So, yeah, and Thomas mentioned about, so now he's doing all these photo ops to make him look like he's popular. It's really amazing. I've never met anybody, and this is true, I've never met anybody who whined and complained, why are they doing this to me, when they did it to themselves? Right? Larry Hogan had to sneak in respirators. We were dying. still kind of coming back out of isolation. This is true. I was talking to a friend about that today. I'm still coming out of isolation from COVID. Yeah, now Marge Taylor Green, oh my gosh. It's a good thing she's not in front of me. I'd do a Jasmine Crockett. If Marge Taylor Green was in front of me. That woman, we're actually going to start with her. That woman, oh look, I have it set up kind of so that you can probably see the cards. Lisa still wears a mask when I go out. Yeah. Warren's reporting that it's time for a group hug. Let's do that. Let's think about no more gaslighting. And I want to mention the person who made the movie with all the fabrications called 2000 Mules has had to retract what he did and the mockumentary and apologize. So, you think Putin made him ignore COVID? I don't know about that. So Marge Taylor Green, I can't do this, I want to be closer. I don't even know why Dr. Fauci attends the hearings. I mean, honestly. But let's do a group hug. Let's think about all the fake news being called out and Americans waking up. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Group hug. All right, thank you. And just, while we're talking about that, I want everyone to know that at Church of Spirituality, which now has its own channel every Sunday, type in at Church of Spirituality into the YouTube search bar. For over 2 years now, we've been saying a prayer, which is kind of an affirmative, intentional prayer that I adapted from Ernest Holmes' prayer for world peace every single week. Thank you, Betty. Betty says it was great yesterday. A good sermon, huh? Every single week. And we've been saying it so many times that, like, for instance, is a line, justice is now in full operation and truth prevails, replacing all lies and negative rhetoric. There are parts of it that I've said it so many times that I'm starting to memorize it. When you get those lines in your head, at least you are putting out a vibration of that which we want to be so, being so. Thomas has a mom joke. Son, Mom, can I get $20? Mom, does it look like I'm made of money? That's what my mom would say. Son, well, isn't that what mom stands for? Made of money. I like that. That is so cool. Yeah, Moonchild's talking about having gotten COVID. It's what a tragedy that was. That. Anyway, Marge Taylor Green. We're going to read on the fate of that most horrible, like another one, just like Trump. Like she wants to be a mini Trump. And we'll get to Hunter too. And I have read on that before, and I have gotten again and again the Hunter's going to be just fine. And I get the Hunter is, mentally prepared for this. But if you see what Marge Taylor Green was doing to Dr. Fauci today, yeah, I mean, I really was wondering, why does this guy show up? He doesn't have to. When I read on Dr. Fauci months ago, I saw him. I'm not sure why he's not on the Amalfi Coast in Italy having a great time. I don't know why he's not just. Because he did, I don't know if he called it retire, but Dr. Fauci stepped down from his position. And when you hear Dr. Fauci, if you've ever heard him talking about I mean, how dismayed he is, and just I just see the overwhelm. Like, he has no idea what's happened to these people. And to see what Marjorie Taylor Green was doing to him today in that hearing is just like, you just wanted to go yell at Marjorie. And then Garcia, Representative Garcia, I think it was, the Democrat, he really kind of took her down because he had lost his parents to COVID. And Dr. Fauci was, they didn't know what they were dealing with. And Marjorie Taylor Green, I felt like her behavior today was grounds for her to be ousted. So somebody's saying the whole island of Scotland might save America. In what way? Pray tell. Let's ask, is her behavior grounds for her to be checked? We'll say that. Because she's not, and this is what gets to us so much, it's like, they don't follow the rules. So why aren't there consequences? Aren't we in a system of checks and balances? If she doesn't follow the rules, there should be consequences. She is a despicable person. Yeah, she tried to say, I'm not going to call him Dr. Fauci. 60 years he's been an epidemiologist, a pandemic specialist. Hello. Is Marjorie Taylor Green's behavior grounds for, like, removal? Yes. So, WTF? She's a horrible, Wildflower Wind is saying she is a child. She is a terrible, horrible child. Warren, you ask me that all the time and I always say no. She will not be reelected. I know, I'm sorry, and like, people get mad at me for picking on you, Warren, but I'm not picking on you. I just already answered that many times. I guess I just feel like you don't believe me. Marjorie Taylor Green. We've got mom jokes tonight. I love it. Daughter, Mom, I need my personal space. Mom, you came out of my personal space. That was funny. I'm sorry. I think about Marjorie Taylor Green and I get really like, is Marjorie Taylor Green on drugs? That's a good question. I feel I pick up steroids. I'm liking the mom jokes. Tell your friends at Psychic Annette Dion is where you go for group hugs and dad jokes. I should have 15,000 subscribers and I don't, and I try not to think about it anymore. I really do. I'm looking for other work. Marjorie Taylor Green, they keep getting hemmed in terms of like removing her. But I do feel like there's a plan going on behind the scenes to hem her in. Let's ask, is it going to be enough to oust? Will they actually oust her? Will she be removed from her? Yeah, I actually am getting yes. Mike is saying product of incest. I don't know. I've met people that are victims, survivors of incest that don't behave like that. So I'm not sure that's an excuse. Tomorrow morning, Thomas goes to work at your primary poll. Good for you. So as far as Marjorie Taylor Green goes, there is work being done on her to reel her in with her horrible behavior. I feel like I want to see the natural light. You can't see the ocean from here, but it's there. Thank you, Gina's Place. Or if you're new here, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up. And resubscribe too, because sometimes YouTube knocks you off. YouTube doesn't like me. Yeah, I feel like somebody's working on a plan to remove her. The Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, I feel like there's a woman. This might be AOC. There's a woman who's working really hard to remove her from her appointments. Marge Taylor Green. I mean, I can't. I'm disgusted by her. And there's a lot of reasons to be very, very angry nowadays. And one is that they're wasting their time on this hearing. I mean, I was reading about, like, they could be using this time on Planet Normal. If they lived on Planet Normal, they would be using this very valuable time and our taxpayer dollars to be building up a pandemic plan for the next pandemic that's coming. Because we would be just stupid to think there's never going to be another pandemic in the history of the world. No. So they should be working on the pandemic plans for the next pandemic. So we've actually averted a lot of disastrous pandemics because of correct management of the situation. Right? Where's Libby? I knew you were going to ask. Libby's right here. Yes, bird flu is one. Climate change too. There's so gun laws, gun control. There are so many things. We'll put Libby here. Can you see Libby? Okay. There are so many things that they need to be working on that they are wasting our money. Do you like paying taxes? Do you like the Bezos and the rest of them, Elon and all of the rest of them? Pay very little in taxes? Do you like paying taxes? They're paying less for these Yahoo bozos than we are to have these Yahoo bozos in our Congress. Yes, Marjorie Taylor Green is uneducated with mental concerns. Let's call it that. She's cray-cray. She's pure evil. I agree. She is pure evil. When she was following David Hogg, one of the survivors of the Parkland school shooting, when she was following him around and heckling him and harassing him, I was like, I don't know what that is. They get paid $175,000 a year. Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, maybe some of you do, but I certainly don't. And I do a way better job, so maybe I should just run for Congress. Let's pull 3 cards on the Donald. I was asking people to really pray for our judges and the prosecutors and the jurors. Dion for con. That's pretty good there, Warren. Warren wanted me to run for president. I think my talents are better spent doing this. Although I would run for city council. I would do that. And the time of year is coming up that I'm going to have to be in a parade for Grassroots of Democracy again, so get ready for that. I can be part of the squad. Man, hopefully it motivates people to run for something. There is an organization called Run for Something. Let's read a mom joke. I love that you're saying mom jokes now. I asked a police recruit during an exam, what would you do if you had to arrest your own mother? He said, call for backup. Good job there, Thomas. You went beyond the Call of Duty tonight. Oh, wow, it's interesting. I have the Ace of Wands again. I'm asking about the Donald. 4 of Swords, bad health. He cannot do anything about this. Bad health. Yep. Yeah, I should run for Congress. It shouldn't cost so much money. It shouldn't be about money. We are an oligarchy. You heard it here. If we're not a full-on oligarchy, we're heading in that direction. I'm not saying they'll succeed, but that's if you look at the facts, yeah, who's got the power? The rich white men. Which is why Donald Trump isn't in jail right now. Who here is going to run for something? Tell me that. Where does MAGA Mike say the SCOTUS will overturn the convictions? Where does he say that? I haven't heard him say that, but it doesn't surprise me in the least. There are others that are saying that. Running Congress for Georgia? But I don't live in Georgia. And I'm not moving to Georgia. I had my stint in Tennessee. That was enough for me. Nothing against the South. I'm just saying it's just... It's more my speed to be in the Northeast. The Four of Swords, he's not well. Trump is not well. He's physically feeling like crap. Oh, Warren, I thought you were asking me if MAGA Mike... Oh, yeah, he said he has a direct special line to SCOTUS, but did MAGA Mike say that he was going to get the Supreme Court to appeal the convictions? That's what I'm wondering. Tuberville doesn't live in Alabama. Point well taken. You're right. You got me on that one, Rose. That's true. Tuberville. Oh my God. What? I don't know where these people came from. It's like they emerged from the mucks of the bowels of the earth. Honestly, I've never seen such heinous human beings in my entire life. Meanwhile, back to Trump. Yes, what Trump is going to do. I'm just going to tell you what he's going to do. See all that? This is an interesting card. This dude in history, his name is Urbain Grandier. So I have to look up in the book what horrible things he did. But anyway, this is what Trump is going to do. See all that scribbling on that card? That pretty much sums it up. Yes, they came from the bowels of the earth. They did, from the slimy section. So this is what Trump is going to do. See all that scribbling, like you can't make sense of it? That's exactly it. If you just look at that card, that's what Trump is going to do. He's going to throw all this confusion out there, because he's confused, and see what sticks, and hope that people are brainwashed enough that they will... Such an interesting card. That they will latch on. Darren saying she would never move further south than Maryland. If you're happy where you are, you shouldn't move, I think. Mom joke, why did the cookie cry? Because his mother was away for so long. You're killing me tonight. Captain Chaos. Yes, that's Trump. So that's what's coming. He feels like crap, and I mean, he feels like he's very, you know, when you're eating healthy and you're getting your exercise and you're getting some fresh air and you're, you know, keeping a positive attitude and you're, you know, hanging out with fun people like you guys, and you feel like you feel good. Well, think about the absolute polar opposite of that, and that is what Trump feels like. He feels like absolute crap. I mean, seriously. And all he's got right now is to blast the airwaves with evil lies. I'm going to ask a question about Europe, because I caught a little bit of Nicole Wallace's show. Just a little bit. And they were talking about Europe. They were talking about Europe and how the European nations have lost faith in America. We gotta get it back. I mean, when Trump's out there going, we need to get rid of NATO, and you gotta remember that, like, when he was in office, he called off the Iran deal. Who's Alf? You guys are saying hi to Alf. I don't know who that is. You know, the Iran nuclear deal. And I mean, Trump is just so dangerous. Oh dear, I must have stepped on my box. Where my cards are, it's stuck. Oh, okay. We got any wrenches? I didn't see Alf. Oh, pity the poor trolls. They're miserable too. Oh, we'll just tell Alf that there are prophets in the Bible. So if Alf is really a biblical scholar, Alf would know that. I didn't see it. My guides are blinding me to the trolls. But please get rid of the troll if you can, or I will. Betty will be a wrench. All right, let's make you a wrench. It should show up. You're a managing moderator. I don't know if how that's different from a regular moderator, but now you're a managing moderator. Thank you. So what Trump is going to do, just so you know, is he's going to flood the airwaves with as much BS as possible. You're going to have your you-know-what shield, your crap shield on. It's going to be disgusting. I was talking about Europe. Our European allies they're getting ready for, vote for Joe, not the psycho. Our European allies are preparing themselves for a Trump presidency. Because it's a kind of thing like, if you live in a hurricane zone, you want to have your hurricane kit, if like that kind of thing. So they have to be ready. They have to take precautions. So I'm going to pull one of these cards. I haven't used these in a while. This is a Major Arcana only. The Crystal Ball Tarot. The other ones, my Nefarious People cards, are Magicians, Martyrs, and Madmen Tarot. Let's pull one card about the relationship between us and the world right now. They can't trust us anymore. No, they cannot trust. And the reason they can't trust us anymore is because Russia has infiltrated the media, social media. And so what Russia is doing is psychological warfare, brainwashing people, getting them into cult mind control mind. So they're preparing because, see, it's like us, Why do these people follow this heinous human being who's just dripping with evil? It's mind control. And I was thinking today about the need for us to address what this really is. Yeah, the media is telling people the race is close. It isn't. So, this is what the rest of the world is preparing for. Preparing for the tower. The rest of the world, I'm just speaking obviously in very general terms. I was being polite. I was saying crap shield. We're going to have our crap shields up. You will not... Scotland has the goods? Oh, okay. You will not believe what they're going to come up with. What Trump is going to come up with and all his yahoos. I told you over the weekend we were going to hear lots of ridiculousness. And we did, if you watched any of the shows or clips from them. Be prepared, not scared. I like that. Mom joke, daughter. Mom, what's it like to have the greatest daughter in the world? Mother, I don't know, dear. Ask your grandmother. That's good. So as far as our allies, I have the Tower card, and it says the destruction. This doesn't make sense. The of destruction. Let me see. There's a typo here. The destruction of unrealistic goals and dreams is always followed by renewal and creation. So, there's just a couple words that are typed wrong here. The destruction of unrealistic goals and dreams is always followed by renewal and creation. So actually the Tower card is positive. This looks like a renewal, which would be a Biden win. Why are you saying Warren on vacation? Warren's here. He's not on vacation right now. Thomas, bada boom, bada bing, bada bing. I think it's bada bing, bada boom. Yes. Okay. So, I've been re-listening to, I like to listen to books on Audible a lot. I've been re-listening to Combating Cult Mind Control by Steve Hassan. I recommend it. And he also wrote, after that, many years later, he wrote The Cult of Trump, which brings me to, oh, thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, please donate. Thank you. And please hit the thumbs up. I'm planning on Thursday, June 13th, to do a live stream, a special live stream. So Grassroots of Democracy will be replaced that night on June 13th, 7 p.m., with a live stream from me about how to talk to a Trumpster. Keeping in mind, you won't be able to talk to all of the Trumpsters, but I'm going to have a live stream, and tell your friends, where I talk about how to talk to a Trumpster. We need more of this, so I'm gonna start it. We have a joke. What did J.S. Bach say when he excused himself from the table? I'll be back. That's pretty good. Trump and his stupid breaking point for the people. He is cray-cray. B-R-E-A-K. Just trying to help. Okay. So mark your calendar, Thursday, June 13th. Rather than a Grassroots of Democracy meeting that night, which we always do, I'm going to do a live stream, how to talk to a cult member. Yeah, really a cult member, because I really know this, and I'll read on it. I really know that if we just figured out a way. Remember on Friday I went down the rabbit hole? I was like, what's going on? It feels like they're piping strange music in, and communist China did this. They brainwashed people. Brainwashing is a thing. Subliminal brainwashing is a thing. Polls in the last election said there would be a red wave. Yeah, right. So don't believe the polls. And so I'm really wondering, I'll read on this. If you think about it, you can fight fire with fire. We need to figure out a way to brainwash them right back. So they don't completely self-sabotage. Not only them, but us. Why do mothers have to have 2 visits to the optometrist? Because they also have eyes in the back of their head. Yes, they do. I mean, I don't know how to get the message out just yet that they are under, maybe I'll get in touch with Steve Hassan, who wrote The Cult of Trump and who wrote Combating Cult Mind Control. But I really encourage you to check out those books, because it's clear you don't know what you're dealing with unless you've studied cults. Was the Georgia water supply attacked? Are they under attack? I haven't heard that story. But I have heard that our water systems are vulnerable to attack recently. Moms do have eyes on the back of their head. All right, so I didn't really want to get to this, but let's get to this. I'm going to prepare you ahead of time. The Supreme Court is hearing cases that, frankly, they shouldn't be. And we need to look at it. Subliminal messaging was outlawed in advertising. Well, it should be outlawed on Fox. It should be outlawed on social media. I'm going to ask this. I'm going to ask if America is going, our intelligence agencies. Hello, Colorful Foresight. Are they going to be taking action against this? Are they going to be taking appropriate action against the psychological warfare? Getting a yes. And I want you to know I'll get to the Supreme Court in a second. I want you to know that when I think about the election in November, I see a lot of military protection. And it's not as much as we had to have for the inauguration, but I do see protection. So, keep praying. Keep praying that we're safe. All right. So I didn't write down the decisions for the Supreme Court that are coming up. It is June. Now that we have a left-wing person heading up the FCC, we can stop a lot of the misinformation. Let's read on that. Because that's what needs to happen. Yeah, that's what needs to happen. By the way, check out my sermon yesterday. I talked a lot about divine protection. I did. I talked a lot about that. And the sermons are great. So the FCC is what? Is laxing? Laxing. Is that a word? That doesn't sound like a word to me. I'm going to pull 3 cards about the FCC right now. Then we'll get to the Supreme Court. Betty loved church. It was wonderful. Oh, and I need people to please go to Church of Spirituality and subscribe, please. And while I'm talking about subscribing, please go to my Substacks. Grassroots of Democracy group. I write 3 articles every week for Substack. Please go there and subscribe to Grassroots of Democracy group. It's the same newsletter, same article that you get with our newsletter, but I just need you to become subscribers at Grassroots of Democracy group on Substack. I'm reading on the FCC and whether it's going to come back. I do see America bouncing back. I just want you all to know this. I don't know how. We can look at that. But I do feel America bouncing back. See, I have this book here. You know, as I'm unpacking things, somehow this book ended up right there. It's called Resilience. It's kind of an old book. It was written by a Navy SEAL. 2012. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but anyway, when I'm saying that, I do feel America bouncing back. I just noticed I have this book here. Resilience by Eric Greitens. So I'm reading on the FCC. I'm seeing some action. I'm seeing so much damage being done by fake information, fake news, that we really, if we want to keep our democracy, we've really got to get a handle on this. Yeah, it'll take time. Of course it will take time. I mean, we're on the earthly plane, Maria. Things take longer here. But at least they happen. Yes, we're here for a reason, right? Pray to St. Michael. So the FCC, there's going to be a lot of people. I mean, a lot of Americans have just had it, right? We've had it up to here and beyond. So we need to bring back the fairness doctrine, but it kind of looks like there's going to be a lot of passionate, proactive movement to get the lies to stop. And I was pretty surprised. And I'll read more about that. I just heard a little snippet of it, that the person, you guys might know more, the person who put out that 2,000 Mules, I mean, I don't know if, I know Rudy Giuliani kept referring to it, and they all the election deniers kept referring to that movie. Trump was referring to it. Well, if you see 2,000 Mules, I think Bill Barr referred to it. And that man had to apologize because of some kind of a lawsuit. Oh, Ukraine will get back Crimea soon? Did you say that the other night, Catherine? I did hear that. Will regulations be brought back? I mean, that's an easy fix for the FCC. That's an easy. I mean, we used to have a Federal Communications Commission, and now we got to get money out of politics. And I know it's a lot. It's a lot. Will the fairness doctrine come back? I'm not getting the fairness doctrine. It might be something else. And the pendulum could be reading my question wrong. Are we going to have more regulation? Yeah, we'll have more regulation. I don't think they'll call it the same thing. Yes. Yeah, dark money. It really is the problem. Yes, pray to Saint Michael. MK Ultra? What's MK Ultra? I don't know what that is. MK Ultra is attaching people like us who's attacking. Annette, can you please check your spelling? Because I'm gonna have to get a little stricter about that. Because I can't read what you're saying if it's all misspelled. Sorry. So as far as that 2,000 mules, the FCC does not regulate cable TV or the internet. Yeah, so that's why I'm not saying the fairness doctrine, but I'm seeing something. But it's the pendulum said it's not that. It's something else though. It means government mind control. What? MK Ultra? Government mind control is attacking people who... I don't know what you mean by attacking. We gotta be careful of the words that we use. You know what I'm saying? I missed the dad joke, sorry. Too much going on. Please hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards from this Cosmic Tarot about the Democratic Party at the present time. What's going on with them. And remember, tonight's Monday. We have a hard stop at 60 minutes because Midas Touch is on. And Kathy well, I'm glad you showed up, Kathy, because I forgot to talk about us. The Democrats. Oh yeah, the women in the Democratic Party in Congress are rising up big time. And the King of Pentacles. The women in our Congress that are Democrats, they're just I just see them like, it's almost like Joe Biden is the dad and they're just there, yay, go, you know, that energy, like we want it, we need to support him, we're going to support him. So yes, thank you, Zircon. I do see the women in Congress that are Democrats really, really strong. Send them lots of positive vibrations, lots of love, lots of light, and lots of support. Send them fan letters, right? I'm sure they'd really appreciate that. Professional Aquarian, Kathy Beal is here. But first, let's read a mom joke. How do crabs honor their mom's birthday? They celebrate. That's good, but I'm bummed. We will do a show tomorrow, provided Kathy Beal gets one more person that wants an astrology reading. She needs a mere 2 people to want astrology readings, to book astrology readings at empowermentunlimited.net. No, she did not get her second reading yet. If she doesn't get a second reading by noon tomorrow, we will not be doing our show. Okay? Alright, so you can have a reading again. And for that matter, you can have another tarot reading from me. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. So anyway, we will do a show provided Kathy gets one more person who would like an astrology reading, go to empowermentunlimited.net. Oh yeah, and how about they elected, Mexico beat us to it. Mexico elected a female liberal president. Really, like, let's just have a moment. It's really great. It's really great. 3 cards about Joe Biden. I'll get to the Supreme Court. Hang tight. And Kathy's letting us know she can give you a chart read without a birth time, so don't worry. Kalani's here. All right. We're reading on Biden. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Thank you for the compliment. I do my best. It's not easy during these crazy times. Joe Biden. I think Hunter Biden is going to be just fine. They're just wasting time. Dwight's asking while I'm mentioning, I'm reading on Joe Biden right now, and that's why I'm saying, I think that Hunter Biden is going to be just fine. I mean, Joe Biden said this in response. I don't think he meant to be imitating Trump. But, you know, the reporter asked him, what do you think about Hunter? Do you have anything to say about this Hunter prosecution investigation? And Joe Biden said, Hunter hasn't done anything wrong. And I want to say something about that. Hunter really didn't do anything wrong. Hunter is a drug addict. Hunter is in recovery. That's a monumental feat to be a really bad addict and to get yourself straightened out. I've seen people go through holy hell. Where I live, people were dropping dead of heroin overdoses. That was my growing up. That's because I'm on the coast here, and the boats will come in with. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. And Hunter, you can't even imagine the kind of trauma he suffered being in a car accident where his mother and his little sister died, and he was in the hospital as a child. That's gonna mess anybody up. Anybody. I don't care who you are. So then he got addicted to drugs. He lost his brother that he loved so much. And he's been through holy hell. And that they're putting him through this because he answered a question on a gun purchase form that he probably doesn't even remember. And he said he wasn't under the influence of drugs. And he was. He probably doesn't even remember it. So, compared... it's apples and oranges. You can't even say compared to Trump because it's just, there's no comparison. It's Planet Normal and Planet Psycho. These MAGAs, oh my gosh. But anyway, I'm reading about Joe Biden. Joe Biden's gonna be just fine. Serious PTSD, Cheryl, right? Joe Biden's going to be just fine. Somebody mentioned, and it's stuck in my mind, that somebody from Canada the other night. Yeah, Hunter didn't do anything wrong. He made a mistake, and he was under the influence, and he probably bought the gun, tragically, sadly, because he wanted to end his life. And what happened was his girlfriend intervened and got rid of the gun. I don't even think he had it for 2 days. But I thought they were all about, don't take away our guns, right? They're starting to look really glaringly ridiculous. I did say we're going to get to the Supreme Court. Look at me avoiding it. Anyway, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are going to do just fine. They're going to do just fine. Do we want insanity and chaos and fascism? Or do we want to enjoy our lives and to be in democracy? They look stupid! That's what Maria's saying. They're so stupid! Oh my gosh, they're stupid. I mean, these MAGAs. Anyway, so I guess by contrast, it's making Biden like look like a total angel, because he is. Mom joke. That's it. I'm selling my kid on eBay. Dad, don't be silly. You made him. Sell him on Etsy. That's funny. That's really funny. That one caught me off guard. That was funny. Anyway, I needed that, Thomas. Thanks. Go read that joke again if you missed it. All right. Okay. Where am I? Yeah, so much to say. I'm trying to abbreviate. I just want you to know. I'm just preparing you. We're going to be upset at what Alito and Thomas and Gorsuch, and we're going to be upset at what the Supreme Court does this week. I'm mortified. I just want you to be ready. I just want you to be ready. I want you to be like, okay, we're going to have coping techniques. We might need, I don't know, well, however you relax. Just be prepared. We're going to get through it. Things get really, really, really worse. It's like a clock pendulum swings all the way one way before it goes all the way the other way. Texas is a hot mess, that's for sure. The people in Texas are really suffering. I have a kind of a theory. We won't read on the individual cases that the Supreme Court is going to hear. We're not going to read on them tonight, but we'll pull 3 cards for the general energy. Speaking of Texas, I'm starting to wonder if the media is hiding. I'm not going to get into it just tonight, Darren, but just expect the most horrible decisions imaginable from the Supreme Court. I mean, and maybe it doesn't take a psychic. You see Alito out there and they're all flipping the American flag upside down. It's disgusting. Biden has to pack the court. Gloria's saying, I just want to remind you, or maybe you're hearing it for the first time, I have always seen Joe Biden appointing 3 justices to the Supreme Court. And so far, 1 down, 2 to go. So let's keep our minds, let's keep our thought energy on what we want to create. Let's just do that. I think it's yeah, you think Trump is getting immunity? I mean, I can ask that. They all belong in jail. They're traitors. This is our opportunity to have our voices heard. So, oh yeah, it would be all women for sure. And Biden has appointed a lot of women, most in minorities. So as far as Texas goes, I have a little bit of a theory, and I'm going to ask the pendulum, that the mainstream media has not been covering these climate disasters, and there have been climate disasters aplenty to the, it takes your breath away. Last week, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, there were, I don't know how many hundreds of really devastating tornadoes touched down. I am sure there are many people still without power in Texas. My neck of the woods where I live, it's fairly cool here. But in Texas, I mean, the Southwest is already getting record temperatures. It's only June 3rd. And I'm wondering if the mainstream media is keeping it out of the news because the Democrats will help the people that are in natural disasters. And MAGA won't. Look at what Trump did during COVID. So, it's unbelievable what's going on with the weather. Is the mainstream media shying away from reporting on the weather? Okay, I don't get it shying away. I'm not gonna. Is the mainstream media just being negligent? They're just being negligent. I have noticed those states are red states. Yep, yep. I'll never forget Trump giving Puerto Rico paper towels. That was so racist. It was so I don't know. He's calling Judge Merchan. Trump is out there the other day, Friday, calling Judge Merchan the devil. Can you see projection? Media's, yeah, that's what I'm picking up. It's more pay to play. It's not like we're not going to cover the tornadoes. It's pay to play. And it's been devastating to watch what the media has become. Devastating. The hearing with Dr. Fauci today. Don't watch it. If you don't want to get in a rage, don't even watch what Marge Taylor Green was doing. I was so angry. I wanted to just jump into the screen and... Anyway, I didn't show up on your live on my YouTube. Resubscribe and hit the notification bell. I've given up on YouTube. Frankly, I've given up on YouTube. I have. There's nothing. I've been on for 3 years at least. I was on Facebook prior to that. Is the Supreme Court going to give Trump full immunity? Is the Supreme Court going to give Trump full immunity? It's giving me the runaround. Marge Taylor Green was obnoxious today. Yeah, you're being polite. It's giving me the. I'm asking is the Supreme Court going to grant Trump full immunity? And it's giving me the. So it's not a straight ahead yes, but it should be no, right? So here we are. Here we are. With Supreme Court justices saying no to democracy. Let's see how that's going to work out, and then we'll go. I meant to make some tea, but I misplaced my cup. You know, in about 2 months, I'll be able to find everything in my new location. I love my new location. There's just a lot of organizing that needs to be done. All right. Oh, Canada. Yes. Oh, thank you for... I didn't finish what I was saying about... We had a viewer from Canada. Because when I was reading on Biden, I thought of this just a few minutes ago. That viewer from Canada... Yeah, we'll have Terry on StreamYard at some point this week. That things pop up better when we're on StreamYard. Somebody in Canada, might have been you, Lois, I'm not sure, was mentioning having seen Joe Biden and that they felt like he had something like that he knew that other people didn't know. I always get that. No, Trump is not going to win in November. I don't even see Trump on the ballot. I've been saying that all along. And what he's going to do is just continue to bash our system of government. And we have to be vigilant. We have to be on top of things. So that's why I'm having that on June 13th. Anyway, let's just do 3 community cards. It's almost time for Midas Touch. Oh no, it's probably, we're late. But you can always watch it on replay. 3 community cards. And please book a reading, psychicannetteDion.com. I don't want to have to get a job because I'm too good at what I do. And I'm humble. Community cards. Okay, so this is telling us what the Supreme Court's going to do. But fear not, the women are going to rise up. Okay? No win for Trump. I don't even see him on the ballot. He's a convicted damn felon. 35 counts. Don't worry, we're waking up. Before I go, I have Spiritual Summer School on my website, psychicannetteDion.com. Please hit the thumbs up before you go. thank you for being here. Good group tonight. Really awesome. And join Grassroots of Democracy. Tomorrow night, every Tuesday night, we do our guided meditation for a healed America. You receive recordings and notes from everything that we do. If you just go in, grassrootsofdemocracy.com, put in your email address, you'll get everything. Church of Spirituality does have a website. It's churchofspirituality.online. You can put your email address in there to receive the church program every single Sunday. Spiritual Summer School, you can take all 7 classes or just a few. It's on my website. All different ways of being psychic being offered. Let's do one last joke. What's black and white and goes round and round? A penguin in the washing machine. I think I learned that one in 3rd grade. All right. So much more to read about, but I think we covered a lot. All right. We'll see you again real soon. Namaste. Please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. And I will see you very soon. Bye.